This is the Cars 3 teaser trailer, and it is often considered one of the darkest things Pixar has ever made, and it is in stark contrast to the actual Cars 3 movie we ended up getting. Now, the marketing behind Cars 3 promoted the idea that this movie was going to be a lot darker than previous entries, and the forefront of this was Lightning McQueen's car crash. And I think the best piece of marketing from this was the teaser trailer, which is probably one of my favorites of all time. And just to give you some context, I remember seeing the teaser trailer in theaters as a little kid. Now, it was probably during Moana because that was what Disney was pushing at the time, or it could have also just been the Lego Batman movie, I don't remember anymore. But regardless, when I was in theaters as a little kid watching this teaser trailer for the first time, I remember being really curious about what happened in this movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, I knew who Lightning McQueen was. I mean, I literally had a Lightning McQueen bed as a little kid, but I wasn't really a fan of the Cars movie franchise, and I didn't really know much about it. But seeing Lightning McQueen basically being in a huge crash and nothing more than the ominous text appear on the screen at the end, I was intrigued. And not just me, but many dedicated Cars fans, I mean people who were watching the originals 10 years prior, were also caught off guard by this out-of-place teaser. And to understand why the marketing behind the Cars 3 movie was so deceptive, we first have to look at the teaser trailer. Now, the teaser trailer was really successful because it was both short, because it's only around 50 seconds, yet effective in how it portrayed the crash. Now, the teaser is mostly just race footage not seen in the movie, but it is shown to be highly stylized to suit a more darker atmosphere. I mean, throughout the trailer, you can hear Lightning McQueen's heartbeats in the background slowly getting louder and louder, and on top of that, none of the cars have eyes, so it feels more like a NASCAR race than a Cars movie. But it's also the teaser structure that makes it so good. The first shot the audience sees is cars barreling down a racetrack, which just reels them in with pure speed. The second shot they see is Lightning McQueen in pole position, like he always is. But in stark contrast to that, in the third shot, we see an ominous looking car dusting all its opponents, which we now know is Jackson Storm. And to top it all off, the last thing we all see is Lightning McQueen's car crash. And it does all of this in a span of around 30 seconds. And also at the end of the trailer, I like how they don't actually just have the Cars 3 logo and instead have Summer 2017 on logo instead. This isn't really anything too special, but I just kind of like it. But now looking at the Cars 3 teaser, what did the marketing actually promise for this movie? Now, even if you look at the actual trailer, it still promised that the movie was going to be about a Lightning McQueen comeback story. So in the end, when the audiences looked at the original trailer, the poster, the word of mouth, and ultimately the teaser trailer that started everything, everybody thought that this was going to be a much darker entry. And as we now know, it really wasn't. Now, going back to 2017, I actually went to see Cars 3 in theaters. And after watching it, I actually enjoyed it. I mean, I was a little kid. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that I had a Quentin Tarantino type film taste. I really didn't. As long as I saw the car crash that was promised in the teaser trailer, I was happy. But there was just one thing I didn't like about the movie, and that was Cruz. Now, after rewatching the movie, Cruz really isn't a bad character and is actually pretty likable in some scenes. But it's just how the writers used her in the movie that made it all bad, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now, while the general sentiment is that Cars 3 didn't deliver on its promise that was shown in the marketing, the first part of the movie is actually a lot like what I expected it would be. It shows Lightning McQueen's fall from grace, and it shows how he tries to claw his way back up but fails. And the scenes leading up to his crash might be the best I've ever seen. I mean, it's just so emotional and it's just so gut-wrenching to see Lightning McQueen, after he used to be really fast, just being passed by everyone. And there's also a slight difference in the crash scenes. I mean, I prefer the one from the teaser trailer because it looks cooler, but the movie one goes a step further and actually shows Lightning McQueen barreling down the road after he crashes. I mean, it looks so gruesome that when I first watched this movie, I actually thought Lightning McQueen died. But everything after the exposition sort of takes a turn for the worst, and the movie kind of just shifts tones, so it's like the beginning is like this completely different movie. And when Cruz is introduced, she is not some side character like people thought in the trailers, she is Lightning McQueen's replacement. And this goes back to what I said before, Cruz isn't really a bad character or anything, she has a coherent character arc and also has a backstory that was shown in the movie, but the thing is she just feels too shoehorned in the movie, like she was forced down the audience's throats to take the place of Lightning McQueen, and many people just didn't like that, including me. Another issue I have with the movie is that the original characters from Radiator Springs barely had any screen time, and in the trailers it just seemed like they were going to be in the movie a lot more. Now, I'm not asking for more Mater or anything, because we had that in Cars 2, and that movie was like the biggest piece of dog shit. But the scenes with the other cars from Radiator Springs, especially Sally, were pretty good, but the movie just skips over them, so these characters just don't get any screen time until the end. So after all this is said and done, was Cars 3 a bad movie? Well, no, not really, but it failed to deliver twice. It failed to deliver on the overall tone, because this movie was a lot goofier than what audiences expected, and also it failed to deliver on the plot, because people expected a Lightning McQueen comeback story, but instead got him passing the mantle to Cruz Ramirez. Because of all these issues, Cars 3 ended up grossing an abysmal $400 million at the box office, making it astoundingly low for a Pixar project, especially for one part of a bigger franchise. Hey, this is the end of the video. Thank you for making it this far. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. This did take me a little longer than expected. I thought I was going to get it done in a week, but it's fine, just a couple of days more. And yeah, if you liked Cars 3 or any Cars movies, or thought the marketing was misleading in any way, just leave it down in the comments. And if not, hope you liked the video, and yeah, that's it.